Double main event time in Clearfield.
Whoa. Cut that quiet-ass music. You call that a stereo system? You people should be ashamed of yourselves. That's right. We are the rightful IWC Tag Team Champions, baby. My name, Channing Decker. My partner, Trent Gibson. And we are the Fraternity. And in about 2 minutes, you're going to see 2 bags of milk with belts around their waist come marching out here asking for your praise. And I don't care if Booker T himself comes down from the ceiling and does a spinneroonie. The Fraternity is your next IWC Tag Team Champions.
Whoa.
You know.
Hi, guys.
It's Marshall the Bull Gambino.
It's been a long time since the Gambinos have been in Clearfield. A long time. And Fraternity, or as I like to say, the phony. I seen what happened in Meadville a couple weeks back. And it took Booker T to come out and make things right. You know, I'm not Booker T, but I had a little talk with Justin Plummer earlier. And I said to him, we just can't let injustice happen again. So, if it's all right with you, Justin, I'm going to make myself the special enforcer for this match.
Whoa. Fraternity's not going to like that.
So, you guys want to see your tag team champions? Yeah! Get back there and drink your drink in the corner. Listen, anytime you want to go, I'm waiting. So why don't you go in the corner, bend over, and let him spank you like the good little girls that you are.
Hey, buddy, the only place you look like you're ready to go is the drive-thru over at the Burger King.
Hey, listen, bud, I've been doing this longer. I was doing this when you was a twinkle in your mother's eye.
Mrs. Decker was a saint, you know it.
Oh, she was a saint, all right. Woo! Saint to me, saint to the football team, saint to the softball team.
I played on the football team.
Oh, I bet you played with the balls. But enough is enough. You guys want to see your tag team champions? Let me present to you your IWC Tag Team Champions, Remy, LaVey, and the Bearcat, Haught!
Well, of course, what Marshall Gambino is referring to is the fact that during the Fraternity versus Remy and Haught matchup at Night of Superstars in Meadville, the Fraternity attempted to use that Fraternity paddle, that wooden paddle, as a weapon. Booker T was watching at ringside. He intervened, and all Booker did was give Remy and Haught a fair shake to prove themselves. That's all they needed to make. Shocked the world and won the IWC Tag Team Championship. Great to see Marshall Gambino, Marshall the Bull out here to make sure it's a fair fight again tonight. It's always a party-like atmosphere when Remy, LaVey, and Haught are in IWC. When they are ready for action, it is less so a party atmosphere back here, although one individual is celebrating. He being the heir apparent Chris LaRusso, my guest at this time, for the duration of the broadcast. And we have a lot to talk about with you as well, Trent, with some implications.
Absolutely. The new #1 contender, wouldn't you say so?
Hard to argue, although you were certainly very opportunistic in your way to require it.
Oh, you know what? Let's not talk about the details. Let's talk about what we're about to see in the ring right now. The most brutal match in professional wrestling today. The Steel Cage.
Tag Team Championships decided. And LaRusso, you've been in the ring in the recent past with both IWC Tag Team Champions. You can attest to how far they've grown as competitors over the past year or so.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I will give all the credit in the world to Remy, LaVey, and Keith Haught. You know what? I'll even admit I took them lightly. I thought that these were warm-up matches. These were two of the toughest competitors that I have ever been in the ring with. The competition in IWC is next to none. And look out here!
Well, the Frat underestimated Remy. Keith Haught underestimated Booker T's involvement as well and paid for it. And from what I understand in this matchup, this tag team steel cage war, both teammates must escape in order for victory to be attained.
That's an absolutely crucial situation. That's an absolutely crucial aspect of the rules, because you could find a situation where you're halfway to victory, but you have left your partner in the ring with two men.
Such a strange dichotomy as Remy, LaVey, and Keith Haught still getting their sea legs under them as a team. Really, a couple of outcasts in IWC. Had some prior partnerships that didn't work. Some friends that abandoned them. Kind of the misfits of IWC. But man, are they making it work, and they're shocking a lot of people.
You know what? I was stunned when at Night of Superstars that Keith and Remy won the tag team titles. But you know what? There's no rest for the weary. There's no time to celebrate, because not only are they right back in there with the former champions, it's in a steel cage. It looks like the Frat's trying to get out now.
I love the fair shake, though. The fair opportunity. Just like they got in Meadville, so too will Remy and Keith get here tonight, thanks to the IWC Tag Team legend, 5-time title holder Marshall the Bull Gambino.
Yeah, I see him there on the outside. Oh! Nice European uppercut there by Haught.
And now, Trent Gibson's trying to get away, but Keith Haught chasing him up the cage.
No, Keith's actually pretty close to the top of the cage. He could probably make a break for it right here.
Gibson in trouble. LaVey working on Channing Decker. Two frat boys that never grew up, but man, they've put IWC's tag division on its ear over the past number of months.
Remy and Keith in firm control of this one. I'm actually really surprised. I thought that the Frat, they'd be worked up. I thought they'd be angry after losing their titles.
Well, they were angry. They took it out of my broadcast colleague, Nick Lendl, a couple of weeks ago. But
whatever happened to him?
Well, who'd he ever beat? Remy.
Oh, did you see that?
LaVey and Haught hit the steel very awkwardly.
You know what? I think that Remy actually hit that metal support. That metal support that holds up the cage.
That's the thing. This is not $1 million steel cage. It's not built to perfection. There's jagged edges of steel. There's support beams. There's different areas where if you catch this steel the wrong way, it's going to slice you open.
Absolutely. Double team maneuver.
You got to wonder. Oh, wait a second. I think Eiffel Tower connects, but certainly you can attest, being a bit of a master of the game of human chess as you are, Mr. LaRusso. Certainly, you got to think that Marshall the Bull's involvement threw the Frat off their game in the early going.
Possibly. I'm not sure exactly. You know, the Frat, they seem like they're a well-oiled machine. They seem like they never go in unprepared. But you're right. After losing their titles, after having to deal with Booker T, and now having to deal with Marshall the Bull, who knows where their minds are at?
I saw Marshall holding that wooden paddle of the Frat, the same paddle that Booker T had taken from the Frat a month ago.
Oh!
Man. And Remy hits hard again.
You were saying earlier about how that steel can be sharp. You know, it's not, there's no plastic tips. That could be like razor blades running into on that side of the steel cage.
And not just hitting the cage, but the angle and the trajectory and the torque that Remy is hitting as well. No way to protect himself.
Now, if you see, Keith right now is getting his face rubbed right into that steel.
We are the greatest tag team that ever lived.
Brazen statement.
Can you argue with him right now?
Well, not at the moment. Ever lived may be a stretch, but they could be on their way to being two-time champions. And this is an interesting strategy, but maybe a smart one for both men to try to climb at once.
Well, it makes them have to, it's a divide and conquer strategy if you ask me. because now Keith and Remy have to split their attention, have to focus on one member of the frat each.
Well, it's like we talked about also the fact that if one member goes to escape while the other plays defense and keeps the other team at bay, you could be left with a 2-on-1 situation.
And then in that situation, the partner who remains could be beaten into an absolute pulp, leave it very easy for the other team to escape.
Yeah, such an interesting dichotomy in this matchup as Trent Gibson wants to go through the door. He doesn't trust Marshall. He's got the paddle.
So much for the door.
Marshall, the enforcer of this matchup, enforcing his own brand of justice, and you gotta wonder how the Gambinos might factor into the IWC Tag Title picture.
A longtime tag team champions, one of the most legendary teams in IWC. Look at that!
And a team that came up big at the 15th anniversary. Eiffel Tower again, 2 for 2. No! Keith Haught out of the way.
No one in between that Eiffel Tower.
Keith Haught, maybe the most unlikely two-time IWC Tag Champion in history, now begins to unload. Remy is still hurt from those multiple collisions into the steel.
I'll say this, first time I faced Keith Haught, I did not expect him to be as efficient a striker as he is.
Keith Haught went for the dusty elbow. Oh, gosh! Again, into those support beams, dead center of the cage.
That is heavy, heavy steel.
And Remy's fighting for his life right now. Oh!
The frat working as a unit now. Look at that. Taking out one member of the team and then focusing their attention on the other.
Remy LaVey caught between the ring ropes and that cage. There's no way for him to go. It's either hit against the steel or the whiplash of the ring cables.
Between a rock and a hard place, no doubt.
Haught, similar issues. And the Fraternity have neutralized both their adversaries. You gotta believe they could be setting up for an attempt to climb.
If you see that, I think Keith's head may have, the back of his head may have hit that steel support.
5 minutes gone by.
And it's all Fraternity at this point. It looks like to me they're trying to teach a lesson to Haught and Remy for the humiliation they suffered in Meadville.
I absolutely think so. I think they were humiliated. They thought that Meadville was going to go completely differently. They had counted on so many things. Oh, look at the back of Remy LaVey. Do you have that camera angle?
So discolored. I got a giant welt around his deltoid. And
he has been cut to ribbons. Whoa, look at that!
Geez. They're trying to climb, but Marshall continuing to make his presence known. And
Keith and Remy are up!
That gives Haught and Remy a chance. Second time. Looking to thwart the Fraternity.
Oh!
The rope was shaking from the momentum Remy had created, and both frat members fall.
So close and yet so far.
Could this be an opportunity for LaVey and Haught? They are discolored, they are banged up, they are bruised, but they have the fight and the will of champions.
Remy has been cut to ribbons and he's the first one to his feet. I can't believe it.
Mid-ring exchange. It's gut check time for these four athletes. Future direction of IWC's tag division potentially in the balance.
Look at the fight in these guys.
Remy swinging like a madman.
LaVey and Haught.
Here we go. Oh! One more time. My God. Decker and Gibson hit hard.
It's Decker and Gibson who might be cut to ribbons here.
And now Remy scraping Decker across the steel. Haught, much the same to Gibson. They're giving the frat a taste of their own medicine.
Oh, look, the frat's now cut up.
Yeah, they got those same welts on their back that Remy does.
Slingshot.
Can they both get him?
Oh!
Ah! What a 180 transformation the momentum has taken in this match.
The Fraternity looks like, uh-oh. Oh my goodness!
Code red by Remy. And that could be a setup.
For the hot mess?
Yeah, you got it. From way up high. And the challengers are motionless.
Remy and Keith have this one wrapped up. I can't believe it.
And it's time now for Remy and Keith to make their ascension.
I actually like this strategy. They're going on opposite sides. Even if the Frat does wake up, they're not going to be able to get both of them at this point. Remy's over the top of the cage.
Haught having a little bit of trouble with that low center of gravity. Doesn't behoove him here. I know. Trent Gibson from behind.
What is Remy doing?
Well, I think Remy realizes...
Remy was almost out of the cage!
Realizes what you did. He has to help his partner. Remy's on top of the cage! What are you doing?
From the top of the steel cage!
Remy LaVey risking his career for the IWC Tag Title.
He was seconds away from escape, but he went back to save his partner.
Remy's a loner, but he's got one friend, and that friend came up big. Keith Haught and Remy LaVey.
The door. Oh,
hey!
What?
That was Marshall the Bull.
He just ripped the door off its hinges.
And he slammed it in the face of Keith Haught. What is this about? Well, we know that's a keg stand.
Remy is out! Keith is out!
Marshall was out here to keep this a fair playing field.
And the path is clear. The door's completely gone.
And Marshall is all the way on the other side of the ring. He's not doing anything.
One member of the Fraternity is out.
What motivated this?
We've got new tag team champions.
What the hell is wrong with you, Marshall? Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest and new IWC Tag Team Champions, the Fraternity!
What a turn of events!
Let's get some explanation to this.
Well, looks like we're going to get a little explanation for this. Marshall has the microphone.
The Fraternity have the tag titles. They've won. The Cinderella story has come to an end after 14 days, but not because Remy and Haught weren't good enough, because Marshall the Bull Gambino had a plan.
You know what? Turn that music off, plumber. Do your job. How about for the Fraternity, huh? You know what, you two? Shut up! I don't know who you two think you are. Back in March, me and my brother, we won a match that says we're the greatest IWC Tag Team Champions in history. And you know what? I never did like you, number one. Oh! You two don't deserve to be the champ. You two don't deserve to be the champions. Hell, you two don't deserve to lace my boots. You know what? One thing you two will always be. You'll be two losers. Losers. So you know what? Take that and go celebrate your championship now.
I have never seen Marshall Gambino like this.
And if you don't like that, that's just too damn bad.
So it's jealousy. Marshall.
You all people go back to hillbilly, toothless party, whatever you guys are doing, because you all suck too.
The Gambinos won that matchup at the 15th anniversary.
Bye, boys. Have a good night.
Greatest tag team in history. 3 different eras collided. But the headlines weeks later were all on Remy LaVey and Keith Haught shocking the world, and it looks like Marshall the Bull just couldn't take that.
Can we get some help out here for these guys?
This was an uncomfortable situation. Remy LaVey and Keith Haught did not deserve that. They They fought their hearts out. The Fraternity are the new tag team champions, and it's Marshall Gambino who had the final word in this ordeal. Coming up, main event time, Jimmy Vegas, John Bolin. It's going to get even wilder out here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania.